So you guys remember that time that Bitcoin was worth a lot of money?
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Saturday. Hope everyone's having a really great weekend so far. If we have a look at what's going on in the markets, we find ourselves still sliding downwards ever since yesterday. Having a look, we are sitting at a $101 billion market cap. Now, that $100 billion number is very psychological to a lot of people. If we do break down lower than that, towards 99, it could ensue some, short-term sort of chaos in the space. But, as we can see right here, Bitcoin dominance has gone up to 55.3%, despite the fact that it's fallen down to $3,200. We also have XRP sitting around 28 cents, Ethereum $83. And interestingly enough, guys, if we come down here, it has officially happened. That's right, the flappening. But we'll get back to that in just a second. If we look at the biggest gainers of the day, we don't have massive gains today, but we do have Polymath up 6%, followed by Digibyte, 10x, Waves, Quark Chain, Hypercash, Cash, Litecoin, Tezos, and Dogecoin as well. Having a look at where we are, we have just been falling lower and lower and lower. We're fighting right here, but are we going to break down even lower? That is the question, guys. But getting back onto what we were talking about, so basically Charlie Lee had put out this tweet in February 25th, in the beginning of this year, and he says the flippening, which is Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin, that'll never happen. But the flappening, Litecoin overtaking Bitcoin Cash, that will happen this year. And literally, with just a few weeks left to go, Litecoin has officially overtaken Bitcoin Cash. As you can see right here, currently, the flappening market cap is 105% of Bitcoin Cash. So congratulations to the Litecoin community. I'm sure this is something that they've all been waiting for. Now, moving on, I wanted to talk about what is going on with Bitcoin. Everyone's asking, where are we going? We're at a very critical level here. Are we going to 3,000 and below? Are we going to bounce back? Market cap overall is sitting at just over 100 billion for total cryptos. So let's dive in. The weekly 200 moving average is putting up quite a fight for Bitcoin USD. In technical analysis terms, it is known as the last line of defense for any asset. We can see that the price is hovering right near support on a weekly time frame, so sellers should practice caution, as merely touching the 200-day moving average could deliver a 161.8% pullback on smaller time frames. A pullback could take Bitcoin back to the resistance of the $4,400 area. Overall, a break below the 200 moving average is acceptable as long as the price doesn't close below it on a weekly basis. A wick is also an acceptable close. I do, however, want to note that the weekly relative strength indicator has almost identical oversold levels at 28.96 as that in 2015 bear market of 28.14. So the 4-hour Bitcoin chart looks more promising for the bulls, at least for the short term. The RSI bullish divergence should be enough to cause a small relief rally and potentially a stronger overall reversal if it manages to break above the $3,700 resistance cluster, with the weekly oversold levels reaching all-time low levels, and maybe a bounce to 4,200 would not be out of the question. So the question is, are the shorts overcrowded? Well, the Bitcoin shorts margin on Bitfinex have managed to break their all-time high for September. Without a doubt, Bitcoin USD has become an overcrowded short. It doesn't appear that the short sellers are looking to close their positions, and that's understandable. Why should they? Bitcoin hasn't seen a decent spike in weeks, so we could expect a short squeeze to come sooner rather than later. Now, I also wanted to look at some other things as well. I wanted to look at these bear market comparisons. So I wanted to note that the current bear market has to date barely exceeded the third largest. So to reach second place, Bitcoin would have to drop to $2,553. And if it wanted to take first place, it would have to fall all the way down back to below $1,300. So once crypto markets hit the bottom, the question is, how's it going to recover? How long is it going to take? What's going to happen? Well, if we scroll down here and we have a look, you could see that the average time for price to double from Bitcoin bottom is roughly 4 months. So the average time to reach the prior peak is 1 year and 4 months, or 1 year from the bottom doubling. Once the peak is reached, however, the time for the price to double is a remarkable 2 months, and the range of the data is quite small, from 1 to 3 months. So basically, once enough momentum to reach the prior peak has been achieved, it consistently keeps going very strongly. So basically what I wanted to say, guys, is there's a chance that once we dip below to a certain point, we could have a strong V, right? Like a straight up bounce back. But after that, it will most likely consolidate for a very, very long period of time, okay? I also wanted to point out this, so I should have cashed out in January. This comes from Reddit user Bitburger. Well, I'm sure we all should have cashed out in January, right? But we didn't. But the interesting thing I wanted to note at the end of this article was that the next Bitcoin halvening is coming April 2020, and pricing in will begin around January. If this one plays out like the last 3, which we just went over, all of 2020 will be a year of excitement and growth. 6 to 10 months after the last 3 halvenings, Bitcoin price 18x'd, then 12x'd, and finally 8x'd from where it was going into the halvening. So where we are sitting in December 2020 could potentially be utterly astonishing, but will history repeat itself? Well, only time will tell. Now, I wanted to focus our attention onto an article by Zach Harvey. He's the CEO of Lamasu, and he basically says if you're going to look at a graph of Bitcoin, you should make it the Bitcoin USD logarithmic graph. It has the best chance of predicting the future. So if we come over here and we switch it, well, I have to say that does look a lot nicer. So he goes on to say that Bitcoin is activism, not a get-rich-quick scheme or a startup platform. The point of Bitcoin is to regulate bad laws and to decentralize bad policies by way of circumventing harmful enforcement. Any system, software, or hardware, blockchain-based or otherwise, that contributes to these goals is worth paying attention to. So they also talk about the hardest point of Bitcoin was basically getting to 10 cents. Now, I know what you're saying. What do you mean that was the hardest part? Well, no, it was just getting accepted, being accepted as a currency, right? Even having people care about the damn thing is just an accomplishment in itself. The exponential growth since has become the norm, right? We kind of take for granted that Bitcoin just grows astronomically, and would take something really extraordinary to derail it. So as such, we have to think about what happens when a growing population of the world starts owning Bitcoin. Will the next financial crisis be the one that pushes Bitcoin to the mainstream? What if this actually does happen though? But there's still no good user interface to protect people from losing, misusing, and failing to protect their funds. Will they end up trusting people to help them? So this is the problem. If they're demanding it, but the apps suck, what are they going to do, right? So the whole point of Bitcoin is for people to be basically to be able to help themselves. But it's our jobs as proponents to make that easier. The sooner that people can actually use, store, and secure their own coins, the safer they'll be when the bank run hits, okay? So I just wanted to basically point that out, guys. So then they say, lest we build skyscrapers of blockchains with no elevators in which to ascend them. So it's a pretty good analogy, right? Think about if you build a giant skyscraper, but there's no elevators, right? How are we going to get around? We could take the stairs, but, right? We all know how slow Bitcoin is, right? So one thing I wanted to also talk about is the fact that Donald Trump has announced that he's going to be naming Mick Mulvaney as the new acting White House chief of staff. Now, this is pretty cool news because Mulvaney has actually recently come out as a proponent for Bitcoin and blockchain. In fact, he spearheaded the Blockchain Caucus, which is a soundboard for policy creation handling blockchain technology as well as the growing impact of virtual currencies. He's actually gone on record saying that blockchain technology has the potential to revolutionize the financial service industry, the U.S. economy, and the delivery of government services, and I'm proud to be involved with this initiative. So, not to mention the fact that on top of Mulvaney, Donald Trump also appointed Elad Roisman as the SEC commissioner, and he previously demanded regulations which would treat the crypto industry in a fair and transparent manner and also provide clarity and certainty to the markets as well as its investors. Now, guys, if you haven't seen this documentary yet, it's called The Dream of New Money, Bitcoin, and it really breaks down the need for these types of digital currencies worldwide. I think it's something that we just constantly overlook. We get very obsessed with price, especially in the West. It's very speculative over here. But when you realize these other countries like Venezuela or Argentina or really any of these places that really don't have sound money, you understand the value that crypto can actually provide. So I'll drop this in the description below. It's about a half hour. It's a completely free documentary. If you're not doing anything, got a half hour, check it out. You know, you can even watch it in 2x speed if you want to get it out of the way quicker. And I also wanted to just point this out. So I had this tweet that I put out on Twitter. And this is a quote from Francis P. And it says, Bitcoin is unfakeable digital gold that you can instantly teleport from one impenetrable vault to another. Opened only using your self-generated password. Nobody able to stop your payment with no registration or intermediary required. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoins. So if you're ever curious, or if anyone's ever curious and you want to basically just explain to them cut and dry what the heck Bitcoin is, refer them to this over here. And if anybody's curious as to what an ICO is, just refer them to this graphic over here. Moving on. So let's talk about what's going on with Coinbase and PayPal. So we kind of announced this. They were secretly adding it in the back. Well, it turns out that it is 100% official. So you can now do instant, feeless withdrawals from Coinbase directly to PayPal. And I want to note the fact that PayPal has also recently done instant transactions for a really, really super small fee using your debit card directly to your bank account. I've tried it. So now you can move your funds pretty much from Coinbase into your actual bank account, I'd say within a couple minutes now. So that's really incredible moving forward. And they're allowing it in New York. So this is really, really great news. So as we can see down here, these withdrawals are not only fast, they're free, no fee. So project manager Alan Osgood went on to say, now moving your cryptos easier than ever. So Coinbase launched the service in response to customer demands for an open financial system. They finally say that we believe that this means more than just owning cryptocurrency. It means having the flexibility to use it how and when you want. This integration is a big step forward in realizing that vision, allowing you to smoothly and instantly transfer your funds to cash. Now, guys, I do want to just say, however, I guess this got to reload it. So I do want to say, now this is an article that came out about a year ago. So granted, things have changed since then, but I want to let you know that PayPal is within their rights to freeze accounts used for the exchange of cryptocurrencies, even when it comes to personal use. Now, granted, the fact that they are working with Coinbase probably means you're fine. Most likely, you're fine. But they still can wave a red flag, maybe if you make too many transactions or you pull things off too quick, I mean, obviously this refers to mostly local Bitcoins type trades where, buyer and seller protections are involved. But I just want to warn you guys out there because, let's not forget there was Irish Girl Cryptocurrency and she came out with this, and this was in November of last year, and she says, PayPal has banned my account for selling cryptocurrency. They've frozen my sale payment for 180 days with no appeals. Can they legally do this? Well, the answer is yes. She says, I have to pay bills and never have complaints, and they never said anything ever. Every time I got scammed and called, whatever. So basically, here's the letter right here. You can see this is from them. So I just want to let you guys know, be safe. Most likely it's fine because they're working in conjunction with Coinbase, but PayPal does have that right. So just wanted to point that out to you moving forward. Now let's get into some coin news of the day. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was a recent LinkedIn post by Malte Schoenfeld, venture developer manager at Audi Berlin. So he stated that Audi and IOTA have been working together for the past 5 months on a project. Now he doesn't go into the project specifically, but one of the pictures that he shared alludes to a joint effort taken by the Audi think tank and IOTA Foundation aiming to explore Tangle-based mobility use cases. So that's pretty good news moving forward. I also wanted to talk about TRON breaking 2 records. So it had 2.53 million transactions per day and also had 32,284 daily increase addresses. And more developers from EOS and Ethereum have apparently migrated to TRON as well. As you can see right here, it says last week, TRON CEO announced in a tweet that he would raise funds to rescue EOS and ETH developers from their failing networks. This is in his words, by the way. But apparently since then, some have actually taken him up on that offer. We also have some news coming out of Cardano. So they've strengthened its foundation council with 3 proven experts from the Cardano ecosystem. You can see they're highlighted right here. You can read all about that, as well as the upgrade upgrade. We know about Plutus and Marlow, and also Cardano's major update version 1.4, which is on the testnet right now, and everything is going really great. Charles Hoskinson has come out with a tweet basically saying that they are going to be releasing Cardano 1.4 on December 18th. So this update release will be the most significant update ever made to the Cardano ecosystem. It will include major amendments to the code base, an increase in storage capacity on the Cardano blockchain, and it's crucial to Project Shelley, which will shift Cardano into a fully decentralized and autonomous network. Now, let's talk about this interesting news. Now, I didn't know how to take this the first time I read it. I really wasn't sure if this was good or bad. So it says AT&T seeks a patent for blockchain-enabled social media mapping system. So basically, what the heck is this? I didn't even know what this was. So it looks like AT&T's patent application describes a blockchain-powered system that might include a transaction history controller to store subscribers' data, which may be used for various purposes. The file outlines a number of particular cases, such as creating and sharing information, ideas, and career interests through vital communities and networks. Now, instantly, I just thought to myself, like, wait, gathering data. Is this like another Facebook thing, like a Cambridge Analytica? Are we going to have all this stuff leaked out? Well, let's dive a little bit deeper into this, because it says, broadly speaking, by deploying the system, users could purportedly track microculture transactions, like tracing current trends at a particular time or place or behavior of their friends. That ability, per the patent application, may have enormous value in e-commerce marketing and targeting advertisers. I don't know about this one, guys. What do you think? So per the filing, content creators would keep ownership of their data on the mapping platform. Well, that's good, right? However, instead of passing ownership of blocks or data between users, a social media account owner maintains primary ownership of his or her online transaction data. Well, that's a good thing, right? What passes from the social media account owner to the other users of the social media history map service, such as followers of the social media account owner, is a notion of elevated visibility rights. So what is your opinion on this? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Do you think they'll be able to keep this, within a realm that is respectful to people's privacy? Or do you think, like most other things, they will eventually take advantage of this and it will be used, just like everything else is, basically to just sell you stuff? I mean, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below how you feel. But before we get out of here, I want to end on this story, because, guys, for the low price of $9.5 million, which you can pay in cryptocurrency, the Orion Span project has planned to launch a space station that will be used as a luxury hotel, and you can reserve a 12-night package, but apparently they're sold out for the first 6 months, so sorry, guys. Even if you have $9.5 million and you have crypto, you still have to get on the waiting list for 6 months. So that being said, guys, before we go, I know I sound like a broken record here, but I'm just letting you know there's 5 days left for the Coldlar Pro 3 giveaway. We have over 1,100 entries now. If you guys want, we're picking 2 winners. This is an estimated value of $620. So if you want, I will leave the description below. You can get, I'll leave it in the pinned comment and everything, guys. If you haven't checked out the Blockchain Brief newsletter yet, you can check that out as well, guys. Obviously, we give away the old ones for free, and if you register right here, you get the first. Whenever the new issue comes out, you'll always get like the first 20 pages for free too. So you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to, guys. If you do want to subscribe, it does help support a lot of, us content creators out there that are doing a lot of free content. It just does, it'll help. So that being said, guys, I want to say thank you so much to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, everyone that's definitely been coming back to the channel, even in these dark, dismal, gloomy times. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Also, thank you for the birthday wishes yesterday, guys. I was trying to go through and like them all, but you guys just were so unbelievably kind. I just couldn't get around to all of them, but I freaking love you guys. Seriously, thank you so much. Anyway, that's enough for me, guys. I've been rambling on for way too long. It's Saturday. Go out, enjoy your weekend, spend some time with friends and family, and yeah, put the phone down. It's all right. Crypto will be here when you get back. I promise. I'll still be here, guys. Okay, so that being said, I'm out of here. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. Enjoy your weekend, and peace out.